Welcome. God is very, 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 very unique in the visions. And what God just blessed me to realize in the past few weeks, this is being recorded. What's today? November 4th, 2024. And you will be hearing this in February. So, God had just taught me in the past few weeks, like, you know how people have, like, unique dreams? And they be, like, symbolism, parables, and stuff like that? Well, I always thought that my visions were, like, literal. So, like, I would be expecting certain situations to happen. But God was like, your visions, a lot of my visions are like dreams, which are giving me messages. Even if it look real, that don't mean it is gonna happen like that. And I spent years expecting visions to happen like how I see them. And I just feel like God is so funny for that, because God really built like some strength in me. So what God just showed me in the vision was my father died on Thanksgiving. Oh wow. My father died on Thanksgiving 2016. And ain't nobody told him to bring him back to life, but they did. And at the hospital, when he was like hooked up to the stuff, and my mom decided to put a plug. I don't know when she put the plug, but his funeral was on the 1st, or maybe she pulled the plug on the 1st, and his funeral was like the 3rd. Or listen, y'all get the point. So my dad had a funeral. In a vision, okay. In a vision, my father was laid in his casket that he was in a funeral. But, like, it's like my husband was, like, laying next to him, but outside of the casket, but he was reaching his, like, left hand over, and his left hand was bionic. And it was, like, reminding me of the Tales of the Crypt hand, but, like, the hand was bionic. And God, and then it was a big giant like tree trunk, like laying on my father's chest. And so you know how the Bible be like, you know, you need to get the log out your eye before you trying to like take something, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't put out what's going on with somebody else if you got something that you need to take care of with yourself. And so that's what God had told me it meant. So here's the summary of the vision of what it means. God is saying, like, the ways that my father had when he was alive was still affecting me in my preparation with my husband. That was causing me to believe that my husband would have some ways of my father. But God is saying those ways are dead. Those ways are not going to pop up in your life in no type of man figure anymore ever. God said that's literally dead. Them, you being treated like that, is die with him. And I was very, like, triggered by my husband. I was, like, afraid of him, like somebody would be afraid of Tales from the Crypt, because I was just judging him based off a whole bunch of stereotypes. I didn't know that somebody could be something and that a certain persona or characteristic could come, like, didn't have to come with that, because that's all I saw in my life. So my husband is from Detroit. I am too, which is known as the hood. And when I was identifying with astrology, him and my father were Aquarius, and all of my experience with Aquarius were they were like crazy and like abusive. So I thought my husband was gonna be like crazy and abusive. Then I thought he was gonna like treat me how men are stereotypically treat women from the hood. But what I didn't I did actually know that he was not like that. But I didn't know that I had all these triggers in me, and they would have never arisen until God told me he was my husband, because I literally thought I was ready to be a wife until God revealed he was my husband. So that's the message. Whatever you've been through in your past, you have to realize that's why God has you going through the process that you're going through, because you cannot project your past onto your future. You cannot cause anybody else the pain that you don't even want to cause, and that's the only reason that you don't want to be caused, and that's the only reason that you will be projected onto them, is because you're trying to defend yourself. God is not sending you a husband that you have to defend yourself from. So let that go. God not sending you a wife that you got to defend yourself from, okay? Let it go. And me saying let it go is not you trying to figure out how to let it go. God is taking it from you. Letting it go is God taking it from you, okay? When God gives commands, it's literally already done. So you just got to come into agreement with it. The steps always come with everything God does. It's time for people to stop panicking trying to get it right. God's will is literally already done. God know how you need to hear him. You don't got to worry about not a thing. If you're doing it right, if you heard right, what if this, what if that. God know all of that. God know exactly what you need. God know you need instruction. God know you need to understand. God know you need to feel safe. God know you need love. God know you need money. God know all of that. God know everything. God know. Amen. But you gotta realize that you got a whole lot of stuff in you that will cause you to hurt the people that God has for you. So that's why you in this season, okay? All right, now it's all love. Nah, the description area got some stuff for you, because I'm a spiritual advisor, all right? Amen. I'm here to help you in every area of your life, including understanding the ways that God communicates. I love you. And most importantly, God does too.